So I know that this video is so overdue, but I really wanted to talk about different things that surprised me or things that I basically learned about differences between the UK and the USA schooling system, because I'm here doing a year abroad and there's a lot of things that are different. There were so many things that shocked me in terms of like the whole school life of America when I came here. So I thought I want to address all of those points in a video. Maybe this can just be like entertainment, maybe this can be educational for some people if you're willing to also do the same thing. But some things are exclusive to just the school that I'm at, which is San Francisco State University, and it does differ from state to state. Like things are so different. So everything I'm saying will be just relative to the uni that I go to. And let's split this video up into two sections. The first section is going to be like social aspects, social elements, and the second section will be like more academic elements. Anyway, let's get straight to it. So in terms of the social elements, the first thing, and this like won't come as a surprise to anyone, but it did come as a surprise to me, was the dorm situation. In England, when you live in a dorm, you usually never share a room ever. It's just not a thing. I've never heard of that before. Here there's a bunk bed and there's my bed. You share a room. It didn't come as a shock to me because I knew I would have to share a room, but it was still shocking. Like there was still some points where I'm like, oh my god, like I don't get a break. Like I'm constantly sharing and breathing and living in the same space as somebody else all the time. That was me last semester. This semester she moved out because she went back to her country, so I don't have anyone this semester. I got used to it and I got really lucky as well because we got along so well. She was really lovely. That wasn't a problem at all. In fact, it wasn't ever a problem, but it was just something that took me a while to really get used to. Anyway, I think it was good though, because I feel like I didn't feel as homesick because I constantly had companionship. Like I always had someone there, someone to talk to, and I feel like I felt better last semester than this semester where I'm alone. But maybe that's just a me thing. Maybe that's because I'm just extroverted and I like having someone to talk to. Also, in American dorms, you have these people called RAs, and they basically like are students that also live in the residences, and they like help you with stuff and conflict resolution, etc. That was another thing that came as a surprise to me, which I didn't really know about. That was pretty much it with the dorm situation. Another thing, when you're in some residences, like the residence that I live in now, it's actually mandatory to have a dining hall card. So you basically pay. We do have a kitchen, but you basically have to pay to go into the dining hall and swipe your card in and eat food. We call it a canteen, here they call it the dining hall. That was so shocking to me because we don't have that in England. We have different cafeterias and on-campus kitchens and food places and stuff like that, but that's like optional. That's if you choose to spend your money there. Do you know what I mean? It's not like a substitution for having a kitchen, whereas here it's like mandatory and you go there to the dining hall. It's cool, it's not bad. It's like a buffet. You go in and there's different things, and they have 3 time slots: breakfast, lunch, dinner, and you basically go in, swipe your card in, leave your bags, and then go and eat. I guess it's like a little buffet. They have different things every day, but they have some things that are the same every day, and you go in. It's like a fun social thing, but that came as a shock to me. I do want to do like a video like inside there because it's a whole experience in itself, not like how it is in the movies, because I literally thought there'd be like mean girls on one table, jocks on another table, nerds on another table, and then everyone else eats in the bathroom. But like it's not like that at all. It's really not like that. In fact, it's actually kind of friendly. I remember when I went like the first time with one of my friends, and we sat next to these strangers and we just started talking to them and then became friends with them. So it's like kind of chill. It can get a bit intimidating when it's like a busy era, like a really busy time when like everyone's there and it's like, oh my god, where do I sit? And if you accidentally walk out the fire door, because then that's so embarrassing. Luckily that hasn't happened to me, but it did happen to someone else today, and I was like, oh gosh. But that's a dining hall experience, a very new experience. Unless you go to Uxbridge, then you have a dining hall. I really do want to do a little dining hall vlog now. Like next time I go there, I want to show it all to you guys, and you guys can be part of the experience too, because it is wholly an experience. I'm telling you guys, it's not just a buffet. It's like so American, I can't explain it. But anyway, let's move on now, talk about social life. So social life is different here because in England it's very much about drinking. Like as soon as you start uni, you can drink. Everything's pretty much about drinking, right? Here it's different because you have to be 21, so there's not that much, which I prefer. Obviously I don't really drink, so I actually prefer it here. I like that the culture isn't all just drinking and things. We do have the main part of our campus called the Quad, and at the Quad that's where we have like people tabling, which is literally where people represent a society, whether there's a cultural society, an academic society, whatever, and they sit at a table and they like try and entice people to join the society. And that's a really big here because we don't do that in England. Well, at least in my university we don't. We did it like once at the start of the year when we had a societies fair, but here they actually do it like every week and every day of every week, and they try and like pull people along to their different societies, have to represent the table for the international students. So like it's a bit of fun, you know, it's like a social thing. And so I'm part of MSA, Muslim Student Association. I'm part of BSA, which is the Bangladeshi Student Association, and it's cool. Like there's different events going on. Generally there aren't that many like parties and stuff, mostly because of the drinking age, and also this is like a huge commuter uni, so loads of people commute and they don't live here that much. Like we have residences, but most of them I suppose people that come here would be like freshmen and they are under 21, so they can't drink anyway, so they don't really do like parties and stuff. It's a really quiet campus, like there's not that much that goes on. There is like campus-based events and like things like that that happen randomly. There was more that happened in like September, October, but now there aren't so many, maybe because of the weather. It's like raining all the time now. In our own like residences, we have RAs, which I already mentioned, and sometimes they organize like events and stuff for us. So for Halloween we have like pumpkin painting, sometimes we have this other like painting event and mocktails. I think for Galentine's there's going to be like a cutesy little fun girly event. So they do different things. Another thing, I'm not part of this and I wouldn't really be part of this, I don't think. I mean, they were trying to convince me to join them the other day and I was about this close to joining. But we do have like frats and sororities here. I know it's not that big here in this uni compared to other unis like in Alabama and stuff. Like it's huge there. They have like the different houses and stuff where like people stay if you're part of a sorority, and the sisters all live together and stuff like that. It's not that big here, like definitely not in this uni, but it's still a thing. We still have like frat boys and like fraternities and sororities, but it's hard because like you can't just sign up and be in it. You have to like pay money. They have to select you through like hazing processes and like stuff like that. I don't know if it's something I'd want to do. It doesn't really entice me that much because it's very much like a class thing, like paying for friends and stuff from what I've gathered. Maybe it sounds fun and maybe it's for some people, but yeah, frats and sororities are also a big thing here, which was so surprising to me because that's not a thing in England. We don't have frat sororities, Greek life, none of that. It's just not a thing at all. If I was here for longer, maybe I'd kind of get involved just for the fun of it, for the experience, but at the same time you have to be like selected in this long hazing process thing. I don't know anything about that and I don't know if I want to know. I say generally the social life is not as much as it is in England. It's like here, and in England the social life is like here, like there's a lot more going on all the time. Okay, enough about the social side, let's talk about the academic side. To start off with, we call it uni or university. They call it college. College is what I called sixth form, is what I called any educational thing after GCSEs. That's college. They call this college. I found that so confusing. Then, depending on what year you're in, you actually have a different name. So we have like freshers if you're new, but here they call them freshmen. Then they have sophomores, and they have juniors, and they have seniors. So I thought, because it's my first year, I would be a freshman, but that's not true because you are, if you're like literally a fresher, like fresh out of high school, 18. That's not me, I'm 21. But then I also don't want to be a junior because that sounds really old, but I suppose that's what I am. I'm a junior. Which is funny because we don't have labels like that in England. You're just first year of uni, second year of uni, third year, that's it. You know, it's like max 3 years. Here it's really different though because it's all credit based, so you don't graduate in like a set year or a set amount of time. It's like you keep having to take semesters to fill up your credits and then take extra credits until you've got enough credits to graduate, and it's so confusing. Like someone could think that they're graduating by the end of the semester, but then they might not have passed it and gotten all credits, so they have to be here for another semester, and I find that mind boggling. It's like so confusing, especially because uni is so expensive here. Like when I ask people how much they're paying, they are paying so much money. Like in England it's £9,250 set amount, no matter what degree you're doing, no matter your financial status or whatever, that's how much it costs. Here people are paying like £30,000 to £60,000 and I find that shocking, like literally shocking. Someone not at this exact uni, but they're paying $60,000 a year for education, like just education, not even freaking housing or anything, and I'm like mind boggled completely. I'm not going to completely say that I understand the credit system because I don't, like we don't, I think we have credits in England, but like it's not that big of a deal. Like we don't really say, oh I'm taking this course and it's this many credits, or like oh I need this many credits to graduate. It's not really like that. Like there is like some credit system, like you need 120 credits in a year or whatever, but it's like you don't really stress over it. If you just pass, you just get the credits anyway. Do you know what I mean? Like I've never had to like actively stress about credits. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but that's pretty much it in England. It's like kind of simple. Let's get into the nitty gritty now because this is the biggest thing that shocked me coming to an American school. I was shocked. In England, in my first year, I do psychology, so we did an intro to psychology and we did that like the whole year. All we learned was intro to psychology. Then year 2 we did like other things I don't even remember, which is kind of bad. It was only last year, but I freaking did like language acquisition. We did like optical illusions for some reason, theories of personality, and like social psychology. Like that's it. I don't even remember. That's the only choice I had, whether I wanted to do applied psychology, another applied psychology, or creative writing, and I picked creative writing. That was the only choice that I had in my timetabling. That was it. Here you create your own timetable, which is so shocking to me. So you pick your major. My major will be psychology, that's what I'm like mainly studying, and you pick a minor. I had no idea what this was. So you can major in like English and minor in like film studies, or major in history and minor in like cinema. Like I find that concept so cool because you get to like explore other things and study other things. Like I'm doing psychology, and I don't know if this counts as me minoring in it, but I'm also doing digital marketing and BECA, which stands for Broadcasting Electronical Communication Arts, which is things like podcasting and media and things like that, which I find really fun. Obviously, I like making videos like this. I think that that's so cool that first of all I get to create my own timetable from scratch, completely how I want. Like, I literally don't want lessons on Friday, that's fine, you don't have to have lessons on Friday. I don't want lessons till 4 p.m. on a Monday, perfect, done, noted. Do you know what I mean? I can create my own timetable, which I thought was so cool and so fun. I can pick my own teachers, I can slot things whatever I want, so long as I do the minimum amount of credits that I need to like succeed in this year, which is 12 credits, which is really nothing at all. One class is online anyway, so it's like minimum 3 classes a week I have to actually do. I love that. I love that we create our own timetable. I love that we're in charge of like how much we want to learn, what we want to learn, when we want to go to class. It's so much better this way because I can actually study things that I want to study, and I can build and mold my timetable how I want to do and have a 3-day weekend because I feel like it, and not have to wake up for a 9 a.m. on a Monday. It gets hard though because when you enroll online you do it early, so I get priority being an international student. But oh my god, it's literally like a war when it comes to like fighting for classes, because there could be like a really popular class everyone likes because the teacher is really highly rated, and there's like 40 seats in that class, but there's like 38 after like 5 minutes of trying to enroll. I do get priority, so I get a little bit of extra time to select what I want and do a bit of research on my teachers. I'm gonna absolutely hate going back and having to be given a timetable and learning things that I don't care about learning about. I know for a fact when I go back to England I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm majoring in psychology, and people look at me and be like, what is your degree? Because that's what we say, like, oh, what's your degree, like what degree are you doing, blah blah blah. No one says, oh, I'm majoring in this and I'm minoring in this. You know what I mean? Let's talk about my final point here, which is everything that shocks me about class, like actual classes, like going to class, like the whole academic shebang. First of all, in England, right, when you get lectures and you get seminars we only get some time when we're doing like research projects, and like it's kind of boring. But when we have lectures, it's so different. A lot of mine are classroom based, where it's like you sit in a classroom on a desk, swivelly chair, swivelly desk, you get your stuff out. I think that that's so cool. Like, it's like how I imagine it in an American classroom, where they've got the whiteboard and the teacher's writing on the whiteboard, and we have like our books out and all of that, and it's so exciting. The teachers are so much better here, let's put it that way. They are so much better. They are so much funnier. They have office hours, so like they want to get to know you personally, they actually care about you, they're passionate about what they do. They are so much more organized and structured. Like, every lesson follows a book plan, and we get like homework sort of, but it's to like read the book beforehand. In England, my courses that I learned last year didn't follow a book, so I don't have a clue what I was learning, or if I was behind, or how much I needed to know. Here it follows a book, so it is so much easier to learn and to follow, and it's more organized. So generally in England, everyone has their laptops out and they're typing away in lectures. Here it's actually not like that. Some of my teachers have banned devices, which I think is so cool. We finally get to put pen to paper again. I feel like I'm in secondary school once again, like no phone policy. And our classes are so much more group work based. We get to know our peers a lot more. I didn't know anyone in psychology my 2 years in UVA. Nope, nobody at all. Why? Because we go into a lecture, literally stare at him like he's a robot, leave, that's it. But here, we get into classes, we do icebreakers, we talk to each other, we do group work, it's more interactive. The teacher does the call and response thing, which I love. It makes me actually participate. Another thing, oh my god, okay, the grading is so different, because in England you've got first class, honours, second class, third class, whatever. Here, it's still like A to B, or you have GPAs, so like a 4-point average GPA is like amazing apparently. 3.8 is like, yeah, good-ish. I don't understand that completely, and I haven't even checked for my GPAs because it doesn't really matter this year, I'm just here to chill. But they look at different things, like they do roll call, so they take attendance, that matters. Participation matters, which it doesn't in England. It's good because it makes me have to learn stuff, so I have to participate, so I'm actually learning stuff. It's like, it's good, do you see what I mean? Whereas I would never put my hand up in a lecture in England, ever, because I don't need to. Whereas here, I'm like actively learning things, so I can participate because I'm graded on it. What I like is how we graded, because in England it's coursework, that's it. You get like about 3 months, go and write this long ass piece of paper on some boring ass subject. Here it's so different. You get pop quizzes, you do presentations, you do some exams, you do like written up group typing work, and it's so much better. Like, I don't dread like one piece of coursework that is going to absolutely scrutinize me and be the whole bane of my existence. Like, it's not like that at all. It's like 10% is graded on your attendance, 20% on participation, 10% on this pop quiz will be 15%, and it's split up, and it's brilliant. So much better, so much less stress. But that's pretty much all the main things that I can think of for this video, for like the main differences between the schooling education system in UK versus England, what am I saying? US. When I told this to a lot of Americans, they actually were super shocked that I said I prefer the schooling system here because they had a lot to say about it. And I was like, yeah, wait till you come to UK, all you have is boring lectures and like writing, and all they care about is if you want to do research, and quite frankly, I don't. I really wish I could maintain this way of teaching, and if I was to be a teacher in England, like teach psychology, I would teach it the way that they teach it here. That's what I would do if it was up to me. I don't know if it would be up to me, but that's what I would do anyway. I would reform the whole education system in universities in England. That's my goal now. I hope you guys can keep up with what I was saying, because I know that I can talk really quickly, but I can't help it. I just can't wait to get all the information in my brain out before I completely lose track of what I'm going to say. But that's pretty much it for this video. They're the main things I can think of. If I can think of anything else, I'll probably let you know in another video. But for this particular video, that's all the main things that I could like jot down off the top of my head that I just really wanted to get out there in the world. If you found this remotely useful, then share it with somebody else that might find it useful or entertaining in some way. If you found anything surprising, let me know. If you find something not surprising at all, let me know. But make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you definitely subscribe as well. And that is all.